Hi. So, believe it or not, we are currently in our fifth week of school. I can't believe that we're here already, but we are. Things have been really busy lately, along with classes and all of that. In addition, within the past week, I've been dealing with a student who came to me to tell me about some personal difficulties that he's having. He's currently going through a depression. He's on medication. He told me that he's been having suicidal thoughts and that he's been cutting himself. So I spoke to him about all of those issues, and in our conversation, I asked him if it would be okay if I told the rest of his teachers, about what was going on, and that thought made him very uncomfortable. So I suggested, how about we don't give them the details? We just tell them that you're going through a little rough patch right now, because I think it's always valuable for teachers to know. They don't need to know the ins and outs, whether it's because of confidentiality or just the student request, but I think it's always valuable for teachers to kind of be aware that a student may be struggling with something so that they'll be able to cut them some slack or be more understanding on their end, so as not to cause the child any more stress. And then I did tell him, that I was going to tell our principal about all this to keep her informed, and he said, I know, I figured that you would, but I just want to keep this between us. And, when something like this happens, this is, obviously not the first time that, a child has come to me with something like this. But I think that there are certain key things to remember. One, when you're talking to the child, I think it's very important that you speak in a very loving and caring, but also matter-of-fact kind of way. I always kind of act like whatever they tell me, I've heard it before, and it's not a big deal. The last thing I think kids or anyone really would want to see when they tell you something personal that's going on is, "Oh, really? Are you okay?" And to have you kind of freaking out on their end. I think that they just need to have some calmness and some normalcy as well. So that's one piece of advice. Another is definitely, you if a child is going to harm themselves or someone else, you have a responsibility to tell administration right away, and keep everyone informed so that the safety of the child is always of utmost importance. But I think it's also good practice to let the child know that you are going to tell whoever it is you're going to tell, so that they don't feel violated later on, or if the principal randomly calls them down and they don't know that the principal knows, and it could sever some trust with you, between you and the child. And obviously they're coming to you because they trust you, and when someone's going through a difficult spot, you want to try to maintain that trust as much as possible. So I think at the end of the day, we as teachers, we wear many different hats. And that's a real privilege and a gift that we get to help these students in more than one capacity, right? In more than one way. So, look at it as a privilege and not as a burden. And while it is completely normal to empathize with these kids and to, go through these problems with them, you also have to separate at some point, because then you'll have the weight of the world on your shoulders as well. Something else important, I think, this particular student was already ahead on a lot of his work that he has for me. So what I'm doing now is I'm developing an alternate curriculum for him to focus on wellness. So I have a sleep log for him, and I also have an exercise log. So I think that that right now that's kind of what he needs. Just kind of simple to do tasks and things that are going to keep him on track as far as helping him, outside of English and what that means. And sometimes as teachers, that's our job too, to just help kids through, their life bumps, even if it doesn't have to do with our particular subject matter or our discipline. So I'm feeling really positive, and I'm feeling good about this situation now. I've had some time to digest it, and I think that we're moving in the right direction. And I think that with the talks I've had with him since, that he feels that way as well. And he's even come to me and just been really excited that he is exercising again, and he has something to write down, and he forgot how good that kind of stuff makes him feel. So just the same as we can all get caught up in the day-to-day and the daily grind, I think that we all need to kind of pause and take care of ourselves. And just the reminder to do so, I think, is very important for him, especially at this point. So that's about all I have for now. So thank you for listening. Bye.